Welcome to MY Consulting. In this video we will talk about strokes. And don't worry, we're not going to talk about heart attacks. Instead we talk about strokes in terms of transactional analysis. Eric Byrne stated that a stroke is a unit of recognition. So for instance, if you go out right now and you meet your neighbor and you say, "Hello, how are you doing?" He says, "Hello, I'm fine. How are you?" "I'm fine." And you both go your ways. This was an exchange of strokes. There are different intensities and levels of strokes. I mean, small talk with your neighbor maybe gives you 1 point on your stroke count. But if you maybe meet a very old friend and you have a long, very good talk, it could give you 10 stroke points. Or if you kiss the girl or boy that you love the first time, wow, this could even give you 100 stroke points. We humans have kind of a stroke balance that we have to fulfill every day in order to feel satisfied. This comes mainly due to our need for stimulus and recognition. This already starts in child age. And this was quite a cruel experiment, but in an orphanage. They took several infants and they gave them food and everything, but the nurses did not physically touch them or talk with them. And all of those children died. The same right now if you're in prison. The people who have to stay alone in a cell usually experience this as a much harder punishment than any physical harm that could be done with them. So we humans are basically dependent on social interaction and that we receive strokes from others. Those strokes can have different forms. They can be verbally, so you say hello to someone, you greet someone, or you make someone compliments, or you just have a very nice words for someone so that the other person feels good. Or they could as well be non-verbally. For instance, a hug, high five, applause, or a kiss. All of them have different intensities, what we said. So maybe your stroke balance that you need every day is 100. So maybe you either have to go out and greet 100 neighbors, or you gave on this one day this great presentation and everyone was applauding to you and you felt, wow, this could be even 500 points today. So since we said we humans are kind of dependent on them, we actually do a lot of things in order to receive those strokes. And we usually say any stroke is better than no stroke at all. This means that many of us much rather are being insulted or receive punishment instead of no communication or nothing at all. So we classify between positive and negative strokes. A positive stroke is what we said earlier, basically everything that others say positive towards you, but that makes you feel better. A negative stroke means that someone maybe says you're stupid, or you did this and that wrong, or is criticizing you, or is punching you. So anything that is kind of negative, yes. And this already starts very early. So a lot of neglected children whose parents don't really take care of them start behaviors in which they on purpose break things or cause trouble so that they at least get some punishment, because they never really get positive words by others. So at least they get punishment that is better than just being ignored. And this is also this main problem. This means that we often develop behaviors that are quite ineffective to us, and we only do them subconsciously for the purpose of receiving strokes. We had in a previous video how we structure our time, we talked about games. There will be also a video more in detail about games, but this is where it starts, manipulative games. That at least I get somehow some recognition, some stimuli with others, and I don't really care if they're positive or negative. We can also classify those strokes, the positive and negative ones, into conditional and unconditional ones. So conditional ones refer to your behavior. I like you when you clean your room. I like you when you handle that report on time. I don't like you when you make fun of others. And unconditional strokes refer to who you are. So a positive unconditional stroke would be if just someone tells you, I love you. You're great. And so there's no linkage to anything you had done. And a negative unconditional stroke would just be, I hate you. You're stupid. And it is quite important to figure out how they affect you. Because usually those conditional strokes is, you all maybe had biology, where it's about operant conditioning, that you're being trained to do certain things so that you get those strokes in reward. And then now think about a little bit about yourself. What kind of behaviors do you do in order for others to give you appraisal, to give you strokes? And maybe you even do certain behaviors in order to get negative strokes by others, although that is actually not really needed, but you're used to that. In this video, one final point. We humans usually as well, what we just talked about, have kind of favorite strokes. Eric Berne said, different strokes for different folks. So you think about now, for what kind of strokes do you prefer to receive from others? Well, this could be on Instagram. Maybe you feel very good if you get likes on your Instagram post. Maybe you feel very good if you receive good grades and your parents give you appraisal. Maybe you feel very good if you are at work and you finish an assignment and your boss gives you a compliment or lets you go earlier. On the other hand, maybe you sometimes as well do subconsciously games in which you try to get negative strokes, although it's not really needed. So now think about yourself, and you could also answer that in the comments. For what kind of strokes? So what are your favorite strokes? And if you liked the video, leave me a like, and the second part about strokes is coming next.